For decades, art history credited men like Kandinsky, Mondrian and Malevich as the pioneers of abstract art. Their names filled textbooks, their works defined a movement. But this story left out a crucial figure, a woman who painted abstraction before any of them. Her name was Hilma of Klint. A Swedish artist, Hilma lived quietly, painting not for fame, but as a channel for messages from a higher world. Her art was more than decoration. It was a map of the soul, a vision of the universe. In 1906, years before Kandinsky's first abstract work, Hilma was already creating canvases of swirling lines, geometric shapes and vibrant colors, art with no connection to the visible world. She was the true pioneer of abstraction, yet her story was hidden. Her work kept secret. Hilma knew her art was radical and that her contemporaries wouldn't understand. So she made a plan. Her paintings would wait for a future generation. For decades, her revolutionary works lay in storage, unseen. The official history of art moved on, but the truth was waiting to be discovered. When her paintings finally emerged, they challenged everything we thought we knew about the birth of abstraction. This is the story of Hilma of Klint, a visionary who listened to her inner voice and created a universe of art decades ahead of its time. Her journey asks us to look again at the hidden figures who shaped our culture. It reminds us that the greatest revolutions sometimes happen in secret, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. Hilma's art was not just for her era, it was a message for the future. She painted for a world that was not yet ready to see. Today, we are finally catching up to her vision. The story of modern art is being rewritten with Hilma of Klint at its center. Her courage and creativity invite us to see art and history with new eyes. She was not just an artist, she was a messenger. The revolution she began is only now being understood. Hilma of Klint, the first abstract painter. Hilma of Klint was born in Sweden in 1862, surrounded by nature and knowledge. Her father, a naval commander and mathematician, taught her the logic of numbers and the beauty of maps. Summers on Lake Mälaren deepened her love for the natural world. She observed plants, insects and animals, feeling a profound connection to the rhythms of the earth. This bond with nature became a wellspring for her art. Tragedy struck when her younger sister died, pushing Hilma to seek answers beyond the visible world. Spiritualism and theosophy were in vogue, and Hilma's search for meaning became deeply personal. For her, art and spirituality merged. One fed the other. She believed in dimensions beyond everyday reality and wanted to make them visible through painting. At the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Stockholm, Hilma mastered traditional painting. She could have enjoyed a successful career painting landscapes and portraits, but her heart was drawn elsewhere, to the unseen, the spiritual, the cosmic. Her creative and spiritual lives became inseparable. She was determined to explore hidden energies and cosmic truths. Hilma's journey was not just about art, it was about revealing the invisible. She was ready to answer the call of the unknown. Her early years set the stage for a life devoted to both beauty and mystery. The world of spirits was calling, and Hilma was listening. Hilma's spiritual quest led her to form a secret group with 4 other women, De Femme, or the Five. United by a desire to explore the spiritual realm, they met every Friday. Their meetings began with prayers and meditation, followed by seances. They practiced automatic drawing and writing, letting their hands move under spiritual guidance. The results were strange, beautiful, and filled with symbols no one else was painting. For 10 years, the Five created notebooks of spiritual transmissions and sketches. They were inventing a new visual language, one that came from within. These sessions transformed Hilma, training her to become a vessel for something greater. The automatic drawings were just the beginning. Exercises to open her mind and hand. The Five's Friday meetings became Hilma's true art school. Here she learned to let go of ego and trust the unseen. This collective work laid the foundation for her future masterpieces. Hilma was being prepared for a special task. The 5 secret gatherings shaped her into the artist who would change art history. Their experiment was radical, blending art, spirituality and psychic investigation. It was the spark that ignited Hilma's revolution. In 1906, after years of spiritual training, Hilma received a message during a séance. A being called Amaliel, one of the High Masters, gave her a monumental task to create paintings for a future temple. Hilma accepted without hesitation. This was her life's purpose. She began the paintings for the Temple series, breaking completely from tradition. Her art became purely abstract, guided by unseen forces. She worked swiftly, often finishing large canvases in days. Spirals, circles, and colors became symbols of spiritual ideas, evolution, unity, love. Her paintings explored the journey of the soul and the duality of existence. Between 1906 and 1915, she created 193 works for the Temple series. The scale and diversity were astonishing, from delicate pieces to towering canvases. Each group of paintings explored a different theme, from childhood to old age. This secret body of work was a vibrant spiritual universe hidden from the world. Hilma believed her art was a message for the future, a visual science of the soul. She painted as if guided by destiny. Hilma knew her paintings were revolutionary, but the world wasn't ready. Abstract art channeled from spirits would have been dismissed as madness. She sought validation from Rudolf Steiner, a leading spiritual thinker. Steiner didn't understand her work and advised her to keep it hidden for 50 years. This confirmed Hilma's instincts. Her art was for a future audience. She continued to paint, living a double life: public landscapes for income, private abstractions for her true mission. Her faith in her vision never wavered. In her will, she left over 1,200 paintings and 26,000 pages of notes to her nephew, with strict instructions: keep them hidden for at least 20 years after her death. She believed humanity would eventually be ready to understand. Hilma wasn't seeking fame, she was safeguarding a message for the world. Her art was a time capsule, waiting for the right moment. She trusted that consciousness would evolve. Her legacy was not for her contemporaries, but for us. Hilma's patience was an act of faith in the future. She was a guardian of knowledge, not just an artist. Her secret was her gift to the world. Hilma of Klint died in 1944, her secret work sealed away as she wished. 20 years passed and the art world moved on, unaware of her legacy. Her nephew honored her instructions, keeping the paintings hidden. In the 1970s, her family created the Hilma of Klint Foundation and offered her work to museums, only to be rejected. Her art didn't fit the established narrative. Her spiritualism was dismissed. But in 1986, her paintings were finally shown in Los Angeles, alongside Kandinsky and Mondrian. The art world was stunned. Hilma had reached abstraction before the recognized masters. Interest in her work exploded. Scholars and curators began to study her vast archive. Major exhibitions followed, culminating in a record-breaking show at the Guggenheim in 2018. Millions were captivated by her visionary art. The secret was out. Hilma of Klint had changed art history. Her story forced a re-examination of modernism's origins. She was no longer an outsider, she was a pioneer. The world finally saw what she had always known. Her art was meant for the future. Hilma's vision had found its time. What drove Hilma of Klint was not fame, but a desire to reveal the invisible. She wanted to create a visual language for the hidden laws of the universe and the spiritual journey of humanity. Her art was both investigation and revelation. Inspired by science and spirituality, she studied atoms, X-rays, and theosophy. She believed reality extended beyond what the eye could see. Her paintings were tools for meditation, designed to awaken consciousness. The paintings for the temple were meant for a circular building, guiding visitors through a spiritual journey. Though the temple was never built, her intention was clear: art as a path to higher understanding. Hilma fused science, art, and spirituality into a unified vision. For her, a flower and a galaxy revealed the same cosmic truths. In her work, the microscopic and the cosmic, the physical and the spiritual became one. She was painting a theory of everything, long before the world was ready. Her art invites us to see the universe anew. Hilma of Klint's story redefines what it means to be a successful artist. She chose vision over visibility, inner truth over public acclaim. Her legacy is not just her paintings, but her courage and integrity. She served her work, not her ego. Hiding her art was an act of faith in herself and in the future. She believed her work had a purpose beyond her own life. Art for Hilma was a spiritual inheritance for generations to come. Now her vision is changing the story of modernism. She empowers overlooked artists and gives voice to visionaries. Hilma's devotion was to her guides, her process, and the truth she sought to reveal. She reminds us that creativity can be a calling, not just a career. Her paintings resonate with those searching for meaning. Her vision, once hidden, is now inspiring the world. Hilma of Klint's legacy is a testament to the power of patience, faith, and vision. Some ideas are so revolutionary they must wait for their time. Hilma of Klint's art was one of those ideas, planted like a seed, waiting for the world to change. In her era, her spiritual abstractions were too strange, too ahead of their time. She preserved her work for a future audience, trusting that understanding would come. Today we live in the future she imagined, a world open to spirituality, mindfulness, and new ways of seeing. Her paintings now feel deeply relevant, speaking to our hunger for meaning and connection. Hilma's journey from obscurity to recognition is more than a correction of art history. It's a source of hope. It shows that truth cannot be hidden forever. One person's vision can change how we see the world, even long after they're gone. Her canvases are living messages, finally delivered. They remind us to trust the unseen and believe in the power of radical ideas. Hilma of Klint's time has come. Her art is not just a relic, it's a guide for the future. The revolution she began is now ours to continue.